Surrender your weapons and follow me.
Okay, hello everybody. Today we're gonna be running Streets 21. I'm just gonna be watching back this video and trying to think about stuff I could do differently. Yeah. This was kind of a fun dungeon because I queued into a group finder for a 19 workshop, and the person whose key it was didn't want to wait for the tank to change their covenant, so they ended up leaving. And yeah, since we already had like a full group except for one DPS, I figured we might as well like do my key if people were interested, and they were. So pretty normal so far. One thing I've been working on a lot lately rotationally is trying to make sure to proc blood talents in AoE, because before the new talent trees I wasn't actually using blood talents in M+, though I always used to use it in raid. Another thing that's really changed rotationally since the new talents came out has been like the spreading of rake even when you're in like a large pack. So that's been like pretty new for me. And there's definitely been a lot of like learning that's had to go on lately to kind of get my fingers back with like all the changes. So here I think I'm kind of waiting to save my combo points, trying to go into the next pack with full combo points and with blood talons ready so I can like immediately get my Primal Wrath on. I just used Feral Frenzy there, which was probably a mistake because I already had full combo points. So I should probably be using that in a situation where I can benefit from the combo points it gives. Once again, trying to like have those combo points ready to immediately use Primal Wrath. However, I didn't have blood talons ready for that pack, which was a misplay definitely. Because ideally I would have blood talons already procced, I'd have combo points ready to go, and I'd have my Tiger's Fury like already applied before the mobs die, because when the mobs die it refunds the cooldown of Tiger's Fury. So you always want to like try to use that before what you're fighting dies, so that it's already like rolling on your character when you pull the next pack. And then you can use the proc of Tiger's Fury resetting that you got to just use it, you know, after the one that you already had on falls off. And then you effectively have Tiger's Fury for like a way longer time, like during the pack. I was a little caught off guard here. I was expecting to do Zulg before this mob and the boss, so I was just a little bit thrown off, I don't know.
Intruders into my city. You should never have come to Pazavesh, stranger.
Oh, right here, the hunter gets targeted by interrogation, and one cool thing that hunters can do for that is that if they use turtle before the interrogation cast finishes, it'll actually completely cancel the spell. You can use feign death to cancel it on yourself too. However, if you use feign death, it'll retarget to someone else, whereas if you use turtle, it'll just like cancel the spell altogether. So, since this boss is single target, I like to use Rip instead of Primal Wrath. While Primal Wrath does do more damage up front because it does damage when it hits, I prefer to use Rip in single target because I feel like I have... Oh no! I can't believe I left my Rip off for that long. Tragedy. What was I saying? Oh, I prefer to use Rip because Rip lasts for a longer time, so I feel like it gives me more room to like use more bites without dropping my Rip. I'm not totally sure what's better to do, but in my personal experience, I've found that my damage does appear to be higher on single target when I'm using Rip instead of Primal Wrath. And I think that that has to be because the extra damage that the Primal Wrath does up front maybe doesn't make up for the damage lost, like when I have to spend more combo points on, you know, like reapplying my Rip instead of like getting bites in. But I'm not totally sure, and I'll totally keep like trying. Keep checking it out, because it could also be that I'm just not used to using Primal Wrath on single target, and therefore I'm like not playing it right. And I do obviously want to be doing whatever's optimal. Ooh, this is good, okay. I was just using 2 spells there so that I would hopefully have my Blood Talons proc immediately, but fails. So one thing I'm doing right here, if you can see, I'm kind of standing in between the 2 mobs. And the reason that I'm doing that is because one of the coolest things about Feral is that with your long range from Boonkin Affinity or whatever it's called in the current tier list, you can actually stand like kind of in between packs of mobs or groups of mobs or individual mobs and actually hit all of them with your AoE abilities. So that's like a really big optimization you can do as Feral, is just thinking like, oh, can I like position here so I can hit all of these mobs? And yeah, it's possible to be hitting everything even if it looks like you're not in range of anything. So definitely like that's something that I really like to play around with, and one of the things that I like the most about Feral. And it's been a while since I mained Feral. I mained it in season 1 of Shadowlands, and I mained it in the last season of Legion. So I'm not the most experienced Feral player right now. It's been a long time since I've actually like played it in hard content, so you know, I'm still learning and getting the hang of the rotation, especially with all the changes. I really like the Hunter's pink elephants. I'm pretty sure those are from Brewfest. I did not take the time to get them on my Hunter, and I am potentially regretting it in a very small amount. Feral Frenzy is definitely a spell that I am not used to having in PvE content at all. Like, I run that in PvE, but previously it was on talent row. I don't remember exactly which talent it was, but the other talent that you could get on that row was really powerful, and I wasn't like ready to give that up in PvE. So I'm not really good at knowing when the right time to use Feral Frenzy is, because, for example, I feel like obviously I want to be using it on cooldown to be getting as many uses as I can out of it, but also it generates 5 combo points, so I feel like that's really important, and also it puts a bleed on the target, so it needs to be a target that lives long enough to, like, you know, take the damage from the bleed. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I really like the new changes of Feral. The new talent trees are amazing. I'm so stoked that Convoke the Spirits is still going to be something that we get to have, even outside of Shadowlands, because that is by far one of the funnest buttons to press in the whole game, to be completely honest. Oh, trying to LOS? Oh, too slow, me. Past me. This doesn't look good. For me, it looks fine for everybody else. See, Feral Frenzy has been off cooldown this whole time, and I think I definitely should have used it. I think I probably should have just thrown it as soon as it comes out. That might be what I start doing for now, is just sending Feral Frenzy whenever it comes up. Because, I don't know, like, I feel like I just need to use it more. Like, it's sitting on cooldown this whole time right now, which is just terrible. But is it worth using an AoE? I'm not totally sure. I need to do more research, for sure. Maybe if there's like a priority target.
It is clear you deserve more. Now for the item you have all been awaiting. The allegedly demon-cursed Edge of Oblivion. We'll start the bidding at 5,000. Do I hear 5,000? I hear 6,000. Yes, 6!
Trying to get that Dreadlord, pull it over to my tank. Could help him out a little bit. And this tank absolutely crushed it. Looking at their IO before we started the key, it didn't seem like they had done any keys higher than like a 19 before. And this is a 21, so they absolutely crushed it. It was actually like their best key for the tank druid and for the hunter.
What I need is a distraction, the kind with sharp teeth. This beast will do nicely.
Wait, how did the beast escape from its cage?
Cartel's Eye is not responsible for any loss of limb that occurs during this demonstration.
Getting my rip on, Feral Frenzy, nice. Sending all my CDs. I'm glad to see I actually used Moonfire there. I am not excellent at using my Moonfire. It's a new thing for me as well. I have never played with the Lunar Inspiration talent in the past, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Here, I'm just trying to reapply all my dots before I have to run out, so I'm still getting that damage on the boss while I'm out of melee range. And I think that that's like super important, and also one of Feral's greatest strengths, because you don't actually have to lose that much damage when you're away from the boss, because so much of your damage is coming from your bleeds. I'm just trying to prioritize keeping my dots all on the target. Making sure to proc my blood talons and Trying to make a priority of not overcapping on combo points or energy. Oh, that's terrible. There's so many things I didn't have on him just there. I should have tried to reapply everything right before I had to move out preventing protocol. And now I'm pretty sure I'm holding my cooldowns because the lady's about to come down and I think we're about to lust. So I'm hoping to stack my CDs with lust. Just trying to do some boomboxing while I'm having to be out of melee. Nice, I have my dots on her. Oh, oh, I walked right into that ball. Oh my god, I'm such a potato. Finish her off here.
Our signature is a fair trade, especially if it results in your departure.
So one of the things I'm trying to do here is just to hook myself on that little edge of the skier here, because then I don't have to like run and fight against that beam that's pulling me towards the ranged. It makes it way easier to just basically ignore that whole mechanic. So I'm going to run and try to start the RP. So my main priority in this room is just to make sure that the device sorters don't release any chickens at us. You can see me using my Typhoon to do that. Oop, nice. No chickens on my watch. And I'm trying to, you know, not kill the elementals because we really want them to die like right when we pull the boss. Because if you stand in this bubble, you get like a ton of haste. I can tell I definitely need to be focusing on reapplying my Moonfire better. Also, my grenade. There we go. Helping. And right before I went to get the bag to throw into the chute, I was just trying to make sure that I had all my bleeds on the target first, so that my bleed damage is still ticking, like while I'm dealing with the mechanics. Reapply my bleeds. Then I'm gonna do mechanics. Oh! I thought I had grabbed the bag there, but someone else had grabbed it already. So I was literally just like running towards the chute with nothing. Of course all my dots are falling off now, unfortunately, because I totally flubbed the mechanic.
Thank you. I've never seen a mailroom so disorganized.
You are quite welcome, whoever you are. Now, we are in need of some signatures. With my wares?
Oh, you mean this?
Since I'm the Druid, I'm just gonna go ahead and do
Yes, thank you.
the trading game here.
I'll find a way back to Azeroth.
May I use to like a hard
After I
bargain?
make a few
Good show.
process improvements around here.
We actually have a lot of Druids.
Remember, everything has value.
And we have a hunter. In season 1 in Castle Nathria, there was this necklace that allowed you to like charm a beast. And for a little while it actually worked on druids when they were in cat form. So, for one, hilarious. For two, it really changed my opinion on being a druid. It makes me feel more like I'm just a hunter pet with independence. Grab the Strudlord. And then I'm just gonna grab my instrument really quick, so hopefully the RP is going while we're killing this Dread Boy. I was so not with it and completely forgot about having to do the musical notes. Oh, embarrassing. I don't think I've ever missed so many notes in the history of my WoW career. to use my cooldowns on that first set of ads because I feel like they're usually back up. So bad at notes. So bad.
You do not want me to intervene.
I can't believe I forgot about the notes again. It like took me like 2 seconds to forget that they were gonna happen.
You are bad for business.
So in this part, I'm just trying to get a note. I thought maybe if I was like running my character backwards, I would be able to like slide backwards, but that was not how it worked. Just because if you're strafing, your character will slide like that direction. So I thought maybe it was based on like the trajectory of your character. Right here, he's doing the crowd control move, and I usually have a really hard time seeing like where he's aiming at, and one of the tricks that I like to use for that when there's a hunter in the group is that the hunter's pets like always attack the mob from the back, which is also where you want to be hitting the mob from as like a melee. So I'll frequently, if I can't tell like where the front of the boss is, I'll just stand like on wherever there's hunter pets to make sure I'm like hitting the boss in the back. I'm just trying to go as fast as I can so I can start the RP while the rest of my team runs.
Excuse our intrusion, Solir. I hope we caught you at an inconvenient time.
Aldalil, is there no sanctuary from your filth?
Hear me, Solir. The artifact you seek brings only suffering.
Suffering and power. I must now travel beyond Kazabash, overthrow my enemies here.
Looks like we have like a minute and 50 seconds left for the +2. I should be spamming Moonfire maybe if I'm out of range. You know, just so I'm using something. I do definitely need to be working on my Moonfire uptime. I am using it to proc blood talents, like I should in single target, but I should also be maintaining that dot at all times, and I'm like not doing a good job at that at all. Moonfire is actually like a really high damage spell in single target if you keep it up all the time. However, I heard that it was recently nerfed, like the damage of Moonfire from Lunar Inspiration. So I'm sure that you'll still still want to keep it on all the time single target, but it might not be like as high up in your damage breakdown. Oh no, the healer is dead. He's alive. Big B-res. Nice! Plus 2'd it with 18 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed this look at Streets plus 21 on Feral Druid during the Dragonflight Prepatch. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today, and I hope to see you again soon in yet another video. Later!